How we doing, guys?
Great. Big win.
Sure was.
The blowout, nobody, probably even you, were expecting it to be the way you performed today.
Yeah, obviously they're a great team. They have great players. They have a great coaching staff. They just do a hell of a job, and great respect for them. But this game wasn't going to be about them. It was going to be about us and how we prepared and how we played. And we knew the challenges were going to be there for us in all three phases of our team, and we had to step up to the challenge and play at a high level, and we did that today.
Talking about scoring on touchdowns on 4 consecutive possessions, something you haven't done since the opener, and just what was going right for you there, what you were doing?
Yeah, obviously a big part of this game was to control the line of scrimmage and run the football and be physical with their front. They got an outstanding front. They got elite players up there, and we challenged our guys to block them, and they did a hell of a job. I thought Zeke ran the ball really well. Obviously, Tony Pollard came in, did a great job for us, so that combination was really good for us. And then you get so much off of that. The first touchdown was a big-time throw by Dak and a hell of a catch by Witt, and we just did a good job cashing those drives in. It was going to be a game that we wanted to be balanced. We want to attack both ways. We want to be able to control the line of scrimmage with the run, but you have to make timely throws in the passing game, and we're able to do that.
Coming into the game, what did you think about your team in terms of the last 3 losses and how they were handling things?
Our guys are off the charts. We have big-time players on our team. We have great leadership on our team, and guys just came to work. They worked hard all week long and just did everything they could to prepare the right way, and that's really what the focus was. We practiced on Monday. Let's have a great Monday. They're off on Tuesday. Do what you need to do to get ready for Wednesday, and on and on and on. And I just thought they were locked in. They were honed in. They did the things necessary to go play well against a really good football team.
What did 2 97-yard drives do for a mentality of a team?
Oh, those are big. Those are big, and our ability to run the ball, our ability to make timely throws and keep those drives alive was significant. Again, this game was going to be about controlling the line of scrimmage, the big guys up front, handing the ball to Zeke Elliott, and I thought those guys did a fantastic job. When Dak had opportunities to make throws, he and the tight ends and the receivers cashed in at timely moments to keep drives alive and timely moments to cash in at the end of drives. So a good mix of run and pass and really good drives, and those are important drives for you.
You mentioned it earlier with the Witten catch, but can you talk about that catch a little bit more, and also Sean Lee's performance and what those 2 guys kind of gave you today as far as?
Yeah, they're great football players, and they've been great football players for this franchise for a long time, and they're guys that we rely on to play at a very high level and also to have a really positive impact on our team, and they do that every day. And they're ready for their opportunities, and they cash in on them. Witt was very productive early on in the ball game, caught a lot of different balls, and just made a hell of a play on that touchdown. I mean, Dak, had to drive the ball a little bit and kind of put it a little bit behind him, but Witt reaches back and makes the play and allows us to cash in on that drive, convert a 3rd down and score a touchdown, after we had a good drive. And that's big. That's big early on in the game. And then obviously we're up by a couple scores prior to the half, and then Sean makes that big time play. And, Sean's been a ball guy ever since he's been here. He's made a number of those kinds of plays throughout his career. And, if you think about both those guys, they represent everything you want in your organization, everything you want in terms of their preparation, their love of the game, their willingness to put team first, and then their performance and how much they love it and how much they care about it. And I think that was reflected in their performances today.
Driving to the stadium, did you know Sean, as you drove to the stadium today, did you know Sean was going to play?
We anticipate him being able to play, yes.
In the first half, how were you made aware of the controversy around the coin toss and the possibility you might be kicking off twice?
Yeah, Dak had told me that he used the word defer out there, so we felt like, we had a case there that they needed to kind of hear it. And then I actually was coming in to the locker room, and Aaron Andrews made me aware of it, that there was some audio that they were going to refer back to.
Talk about the job the offensive line did today. Just fantastic job.
Yeah, again, like we talked, the challenge is going to be up front. They have big-time players up front. That Aaron Donald's a hell of a football player. He's hard to block. And they have other guys. They have a number of guys that when they get in one-on-one situations, you see them win time and time again, week after week. So it was a challenge for us to block them in the running game. It was a challenge for us to protect, for Dak in the passing game. And our guys stepped up over and over and over again. I do think some of those long, sustained drives works to our benefit. I think we were able to wear them down a little bit. And again, the good mix of run and pass. I thought Kellen did a great job calling the game, getting everybody involved, and allowing us to be a physical offense. And then when we needed to make some plays in the passing game, we were able to do that.
You've mentioned before about the maybe the defense was pressing too much, and a lot of the defensive players echoed that. Can you talk about their performance today and just so starkly different from how they played in recent weeks?
I just thought it was outstanding, and the challenge for them was to stop the run. I don't know what the stats ended up being, but they weren't able to run the ball very well against us, and that was what we needed to do. And so much of it goes back to discipline and being fundamentally sound and being physical and sprinting to the ball and tackling, all the things you preach from day one. And guys just did a great job in their preparation, understanding that, did a great job carrying that preparation to the ball game. And so much of what most offenses do in the NFL comes off of what they do in the running game. However different ways teams run it these days, that's a big part of playing good offensive football. And we're able to take that away from them and make them a one-dimensional offense, and that certainly works to our advantage.
Jason, how big a momentum builder is this going into Philly next week now?
Yeah, the biggest thing for us to do is, like we do every week, learn from the game. You know, obviously it was a good win for us, but there are plenty of things that we got to address and clean up as we go forward. You build on the good stuff, you clean up the other stuff, and you get your eyes forward, and you get back to make it a one-day season on Monday. Let's have a great Monday tomorrow, and that's how we're going to prepare this week. It'll be a great challenge for us.
You guys seem to be a different team when you guys get a lead. First half, second half, it just seems you guys flow differently. Is that a fair assessment?
You know, I don't know that I can make that generalization. You know, one of the things we try to instill in our team is you have to try to play at a high level regardless of what the circumstances are. And whether you're ahead, behind, the score's tied, home, away, whatever the circumstances are, you know, you have to strive to play at a high level. So that's certainly what we try to do. There's no question starting off and being ahead in a game certainly works to your advantage. You want to start off fast, then you want to play well in the middle and finish strong.
Is there any, after 3 straight losses, any sense of relief in winning this one at all?
Yeah, again, we just try to focus on what we need to do each week. You know, the best teams are able to do that. They put the wins and the losses behind them, and they prepare for the next challenge. Our team did a good job of that this week.
You focus on that, but do you also see, too, where sometimes where things build up and then you break through, it's sort of like the dam breaking and all the pressure and the things that have bothered a team and weighed them down are kind of off their backs now, and there's a freedom going forward, or is that?
Yeah, again, you know, we're at our best, and we focus on what we need to do each week. You certainly don't want to take anything for granted after you have a big win, and you certainly don't want to have any hangover when you have a big loss. You know, somehow, some way, you have to process it, put it behind you, learn from it, and move forward. And the best teams are able to do that. That's what we strive to do.
The kickoffs might have bothered you, but 4 bath makings, 3 field goal attempts. What does that
Yeah,
do
really
for you?
solid with his field goals, and those are big for us. We had good drives and needed to be able to cash them in, and we'll keep working on getting those kickoffs right.
Did you think your defense was more prepared to how to stop their run, given just the dramatic reversal from what they did in the playoffs against you to you just holding them to 20 yards or whatever it was?
Yeah, I think our defensive staff did a really good job. They put a good plan together, and obviously that was a point of emphasis for us. We had to stop the run, and that's really a point of emphasis for us every week. You try to make the opposing offense one-dimensional. Again, that works to your advantage defensively, but the guys did a great job executing the plan. They were fundamentally sound. They were disciplined. They were physical. They ran to the ball. I thought we tackled well. That runner is a big-time player. He's a hell of a football player. So every time the ball snapped and he has it in his hands, he's dangerous. So I thought we did a good job just locking in, honing in, and doing what we need to do to stop him throughout the ball game.
Did you know before the game that Philadelphia had won?
I didn't really follow it.
What's to say about what you're able to do offensively tonight, too, that Cooper and Gallup and Cobb really weren't a big part of what you were doing as far as a production standpoint?
Yeah, it was just one of those games. Obviously, we ran the ball a lot. We ran it effectively. You know, and each of those guys in the passing game, you know, they needed to step up when the number was called. And Amari made a big-time play. I think it was on a 3rd down when Dak was moving to his right in the middle of the field. And, you know, those guys are always ready for their opportunities. They're pros. They understand what we're trying to do. We're trying to win as a team. It's not about numbers, you know, number of catches you have or number of yards. It's when I get my chance, be ready for it. They do a hell of a job of that.
Talk about the Tavon Austin touchdown catch.
Yeah, it was a big-time play. Obviously, Dak made a big-time play at the outset, you know, escaping from a free rusher. And, you know, give him credit for that, to be able to keep that play alive and then to have the wherewithal to keep his eyes up and find Tavon was big. And, you know, Tavon's pretty fast when he gets out there in space, so nobody's going to catch him.
Gifford and Thomas, do you have updates on those 2 guys?
It doesn't look good for Luke. We think he has a fracture of his arm, so we'll get more information on that, but it does not look good for him at the outset here. And who else did you? Yeah, I think Joe's going to be okay. Don't have any more information on that. C.J. Goodwin also hurt his thumb, so we're still looking into that and see how he is after this ball game.
This may sound dumb, but that's okay. Do you bring up the fact that if you win this week, you win the East and is there some discussion of that away from the normal process?
Yeah, again, we don't talk too much about that, but obviously everybody needs to know where you are. But then it comes back to us. It comes back to us and our preparation and what we need to do to go play our best football.
Thanks, guys.
All right, good to see you guys. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.